Alright, hello everyone. My name is Disc, and today we have a Necrotic Wake 21. We are Tyrannical, Bursting, and Volcanic. So it's really a Disciplined Priest week to shine. We have Mass Dispel for the win. Really can save pulls with that, it's so fun. Rip. And for my opener here, always want to get atonements out in that last 5 seconds, keeping the freshest atonement on the tank last. I'll fade, because we only have body aggro here. Get a few dots out. You want to target the Vanguard, he has the most health of this pool, but toss PI on our Mage. And we get into Boon. Because of the size of the pull, I'm favoring Nova. Refresh atonements with a Radiance before the eruption. Mass Dispel for the win.
One of the more ruthless Marsworn draws.
So we have Varuth at the top. Barrier is going to be used on the first one. It's really nice to use a Kyrian file there. It'll clear that bleed. I went ahead and cast Shadow Fiend, got atonements out, and schismed the back half of the Shadow Fiend. Getting the crit buff right off the start. And here we have a rogue skip. Pretty common these days, going straight to the Goliath. Important to note, this Kyrian weapon from the Goliath is great, but if the balls stack a little too close to each other, you can accidentally eat 2 of them at the same time if you're not careful. So, no matter the case, always try and only touch 1 orb. Tyrannical boss. PI is on our rogue. I get into an early boon here. Help protect from the first attack. And with all these mobs, I'm just favoring Nova. Toss to Radiance before the eruption. Thankfully, the Kyrian weapon buff there really healed through all the bursting. But I went into a defensive Rapture just to get through. So when that is Tyrannical, it's really best to use some sort of defensive with it, but I had nothing there, so thankfully I was fine. Usually if it's on myself, I'll reserve Pain Sup or Wall. I think I've even used Barrier personally before. Really want to point those away from the group, and whenever those worms are up, that's when you want to boon. We're getting the return from hitting more mobs. This guy is just about dead here. So was just about a 2-minute boss, which means PI is available. So we really should be single target focusing the Necromancer, but I troll a little bit with these type groups. I'll usually Schism and Seer just for the padding. We should have gotten those blight bags with the that group. So our route has us getting the Goliath now for Nerzuda. There's a really handy weak aura that will automatically activate the Goliath when you click your Steward when you're in range. Always give a feather to your tank there to help them re-engage. So, big pull. You really got to be aware of cleaves here. We have a lot of ground damage. I just opt to play a little defensively at the start. Nerzuda is our biggest threat here. Schism and Boon on Nerzuda. Staying in melee range the whole time. Boon completely took care of that 6 stack of bursting. Opted to just Boon instead of Mass Dispel. Really good healing numbers there. That was a good parse. So, never seen this route, but this strategy is really good. So, we invis past these guys. We're holding them for when we activate the Kyrian weapon, Goliath again. So again, this is a Necromancer. I troll, sue me. I dot everyone, Schism and Seer for the padding. Arguably, the better play is to use my single target spells like Penance, Solace, Mind Blast, Death. But on a group like that, you're going to get more DPS from the Seer. PI, our single target rogue here. Preemptively Shadow Fiend followed by Schism. Just going for the DPS with this guy. Always best practice to try and precast a spell there, may it be Radiance or Schism. Sometimes I have to cancel my spell, but I really try and get in front of that damage. And one thing to note about Necrotic Wake is we have a lot of cleave everywhere. I use a little weak aura to glow the nameplates of mobs with like frontals and cleaves. It just helps me keep an eye on which mobs I'm staying behind. So, yeah, our mage missed his orb here. Note to everyone, don't miss your orbs. But we're using orbs to break these shields just for some quickness. And we will have plenty of the buff left for the harder pull, which is right here. I fade, I don't want any aggro. Get only a couple dots out. These corpses will die really quickly. So I just want to get into Boon, super fast and start Nova spamming. And that was the boon of my life. Also, we have the Kyrian weapon still active, so it took care of all the healing in the group. Completely negated the bursting. Mass Dispel is very expensive, 4,000 mana. It's the most expensive in our book. I don't want to use it, so in a case like that, just let the Kyrian weapon do the work. Alright, we're about to have another Tyrannical boss. First we have Arcalath. I went ahead and PI'd our rogue. You would think he might wait for the boss, which is next, but he is my target, so I'm going to go ahead and use it here rather than having no one to PI on the boss. I'm also pooling resources here. I saved Shadow Fiend, I saved Boon. This boss is perfect for our cooldowns, so wanted to save them. Got my haste buff. So first round, tone the group, tank last. I have to wait just a moment for Schism and Schism Boon. I'm trying to get as much return here as possible. Sometimes you need Boon a second time in this fight. Refreshed Atonements in the group with a Radiance mid Boon. It's better if you do it the latter half of Boon, not middle. But Atonements were falling off, I just wanted some healing, so mid is fine. So the way I play this intermission, I'll Radiance to atone the group. We're getting that passive mastery boost. It's always best to play your Radiance Rapture at the tail end of the intermission, leading into the add phase where I will Shadow Fiend and Schism. I think this is where I noticed I missed my Schism, so I really like to Schism for my Shadow Fiend. It's really, I mean, the only way to Shadow Fiend really, but I missed it. So since recording this video, I've improved my UI to help me not miss Shadow Mend anymore. And we have about 10% left on the boss. I forget what I do. Let's see what I do here. Sometimes you can boon. Yeah, I went for the boon. And you'll see there, I've been practicing my cancel aura, Boon of the Ascended. It was a late boon, and the eruption would have detonated after combat, hitting no one. So detonated it a little bit early and got the value on the boss there. Also, if you look on the left side of my screen, I have a little weak guard that tracks where the weapons are and who's holding them. A little bit late to PI the warrior there. Their buff window is 10 seconds and our PI is 20. So the most optimal way to PI a warrior is before their window, not as a reaction to their window. And I think I was like 1.5 seconds late. 2 stack of bursting, I would never dispel it. You can probably just Radiant Schism Penance up to a 4 stack of bursting. And this pull can get a little hard, but we have a Kyrian weapon. And we're only just now getting Boon. So I target our most healthy mob, also the one this most dangerous schism, and we do a Nova Nova blast rotation with a boon here. If it was a little bit later, the eruption would have covered a lot of that bursting, but hard to do that. Just taking a small mana break there. Parts of this necropolis will automatically run and hold you in combat, so for a little 2-pack like this where I'm not really needed, I'll just sit out for a little bit and drink. Alright, this is a boon pull, so go ahead and get all my dots out. And I was trying to target the Stitchwork. He has the most health here and is the biggest threat. It's better to schism and give him your single target. But I struggled a little bit and got the wrong person, but no less DPS, you just want to get down the bad guy. Did I miss PI there? I think I might have dropped it. I'll have to watch this again. Mage didn't really need it there. He had situated himself, but you can always get, think ahead and position yourself so that a grip can save someone's life there. Same with the hooks on the boss. And while you're waiting for them to target, you kind of want to position yourself in the middle of them because you want to be able to quickly get behind the other one regardless of who might target you. Try and give feathers out there. I tried to help the warrior, but I think I missed. I try and just click on their tune so it will act as a just a directed cast, but you can also lay them out in front of them. So Gorgrind here is the strongest and the biggest threat. Attack him first for the spectrometer. We get PI on our warrior. I think he really likes it. And we're single targeting Nova Nova Blast on Gorgrind with Schism. These guys have frontal cleaves. Melee priest is a scary thing. You really have to keep your eyes on the enemy, his actual character, and you have to pay attention to which direction he's facing. And same with this group, you want to put your spectrometer on Rot Spew first. You want to give him just a little bit more damage, everything you can. And he has an aura that will damage anyone in melee, so you'll see it on my bars, but keep those guys atoned. They can't help it. And there's no boon here, but we can Schism and Mindseer.
Take matters into my own hands. I can't wait to put your corpse to use.
In weeks like this, we really have to drink every chance we get because we're using that Mass Dispel so much. So this is where things start to go awry. So buckle up. just got PI. Our single target rogue has queued. Schism the boss. And with Bloodlust, we have a Nova Blast boon pattern. Yeah, so what happened there, it was unfortunate. The positioning of the boss, the positioning of the hook, my position. But, so I'm down. Looks like our warrior gets a quick battle res on me. So now we're 4 of 5. I get a quick battle res on our tank. So one thing in this fight, no matter what happens, you can't forget the hook mechanic, because that will certainly wipe you. And here I pop Rapture. We have a little bit of a scary transition. Little bit. But Warrior's back up too. All 5 of us here like nothing happened. Shadow Fiend, Schism. Really have to recover some health in the group. Shadow Fiend is a really nice cushion. Good damage too for the Tyrannical boss. And again, this is how important mechanics are. Not a single hook missed. If any one of those had missed, we would not have killed the boss. So that was about as clean as you can do it. This is a 21 Necrotic Wake, so it's a little... the timer's more friendly than anywhere else, and we have been cruising along. We have a pretty good group, and we have one boss to go, 14.5 minutes. Can we do it? PI is ready, Boon is ready. And we have the Oros debuff, so not too much of a challenge here at all. I try to stay away from others so that when I'm targeted, if I'm targeted, it can be a really quick dispel. And all you gotta do to dodge these comets is cast a feather. Okay, Rogue is gone. Lost a little bit of value on PI there, but what can you do? The warrior was taking a little too long to get out of the mage's circle. I gripped him. I know they have that charge back thing. I think they gained something from that, so some teamwork there. Our mage was in Icy Veins, so I needed to get that slow debuff off him as quickly as possible. Warriors are Pog here because they can reflect that attack. Yeah, using my grid 2 to monitor where my shields are. We had some extra damage going out there. I run the charity conduit, so I always try and shield myself last. I put myself at the bottom of the priority list because all of my shields return at least a small shield to me. So Charitable Soul is what it's called. Power play to grip the person not in the binds and then dispel the person that is in the binds. So it's always nice to have some healing in those comet phases. So I Shadow Fiend, Schism. We needed the healing, we needed the DPS. My mana was getting low. And we are just about out of cooldowns. But, so after you get taken down as a DPS, a lot of people don't know this, but you return to this platform with a buff that gives you 100% crit chance. That person, no matter who they are, is a great person to PI, and the Mage got it there. I think he liked it. And that was a 21 Necrotic Wake. Bursting is super fun for priests. I feel so useful this week. I can't wait to play some more. I have a few more videos I'm already working on the edit to upload. But that was a good group. We were really smooth, despite the middle boss giving us a little bit of a problem. Thankfully, our clean run left us with a full stack of battle reses. And with a couple engineers in the group, we were able to fully recover like nothing happened. So that was really cool. But checking the meters, you always want to be at the bottom of the avoidable damage. So I'm way down there, so that's nice. And I wish I had pulled my DPS meter up so you could see it, but I think it was around 3.8 or something like that. But Necrotic Wake's really fun. Yeah, good luck out there, priests. And until next time, Disc out.